Hello! Today we will learn about document control. So the objectives of this presentation is to guide you in filling out document request forms, the process of registration and distribution, guidelines in utilizing uncontrolled documents, guidelines in registration of external documents, and guidelines in requesting for additional copy of documents. So registration of new and revised documents. Step 1. The document author will create or revise the document, prints it in draft, and then gets document request form from the document controller. Step 2. The document controller will provide document request form number and then assigns document number. So this is how the document request form looks like. So the ones in blue ink is to be filled up by the document controller upon issuance of the form, which is the document title, document number, title of mother procedure, document number of the mother procedure, and the DR number. The document author will be the one to check if the document category is for food safety or quality. He will also be the one to determine the document type. PR is for procedure, WI is for work instruction, GD is for guidelines, EL is for plan, and RC is for records. He will also determine the action requested if the document is a new document, or if there is already a document and he would just want to revise it, he will check the revision, or if the document is for cancellation. So if the document is for revision or for cancellation, he will also have to put in the reason for revision or cancellation. The document author will also specify the copy holders of the controlled document once the document is approved. So QA is for QAFS, EN is for engineering, PD is for production, HR, PR is for purchasing, SM is for sales and marketing, R&D, FN is for finance and accounting, WH is for warehouse, IT is for BBIT, and you can also check other if there are other departments, or for example, a customer needs a copy. You can also check other and then put the name of the customer. For example, if FDA needs a copy, you can check the other and then put FDA on the side. So step 3, the document author will route the document for review. And then step 4, the document reviewer will review the document and identify the employee's needs to be trained. In the lower part of the document review form, the document author will put in his reviewers, and then the reviewers will be signing it to prove that he or she has already reviewed the document. She can also put see comments if he or she has comments. So that is the purpose of the draft of the document, so that the document reviewer can easily communicate his suggestions or comments or his edits to the document author. So he or she should also put in the date of review. So step 5, the document author will revise the document according to reviewer's comments or suggestions. And then step 6, the document author will route the edited master copy or the final copy of the document to reviewers for signature. The document reviewer will then approve the document. If the document is not approved, the document author shall go back to revising the document according to the reviewer's comments or suggestions. But if the document is already approved, then the document reviewer approves the document and then signs it. So in the lower part of the DR, the approval of document, the document reviewer, which is now the approver, approves the document and then puts OK if there are no other comments, puts his initials and signs it, and then puts the date of approval. So the document reviewer / approver will also determine if the document needs training. So most of the documents does not need training, but if it does, the document author shall request a schedule from the HR and then conducts the training and then submits the accomplished DR with the draft, signed master copy, soft copy, and training attendance to the document controller. So if it does not need training, the document author shall submit the accomplished DR with the draft, signed master copy, and soft copy only to the document controller. And then the next step, step 9, the document controller issues controlled copies to designated copy holders and secure an uncontrolled copy of the document in the designated shared folder. Step 10, the document recipient shall receive the controlled document using the document retrieval and issuance form or the DIR and file in respective areas accordingly. Distribution of documents. The DIR will be used as a receiving copy of the controlled document to be issued. So this is how the DIR looks like. It is usually accompanied with the controlled copy of the document. So for the document receivers, this is how you receive the DIR. So you will put the recipient initial along the column of your department, and then the signature below, and then the date of receipt. This is an example of a controlled copy which will be seen in a controlled document. So the copy number will be there, and then the department, and then the receiver will put his initials, and then signature, and also the date of receipt. So utilizing uncontrolled documents. An uncontrolled document is a document copy which is not issued by the document controller. It is intended to be printed for training and reference purposes only. The identifying feature is that it cannot be edited, it has uncontrolled footnote, and lacks signatories and controlled stamp. So an uncontrolled document will have a document footer like this, which states that this is an uncontrolled document. The master copy is an intellectual property of Sucre Foods Corporation and is governed by all applicable laws pertaining to intellectual property rights. Any print of the document will be classed as uncontrolled. This document may be printed for training and reference purposes, and it is only valid for 24 hours after printing. Registration of external documents. So, you should secure a hard copy of the document. The document controller will register the document in master list of external documents, and then it will be stamped with controlled external document stamp on random pages. Control number will also be given and written on the manual, for example, on the document, and then the documents will be kept in an appropriate storage as located in the master list of external documents. So these are the guidelines in determining the external document types. So code for manuals or documents relevant with technical matters. Examples: machine manuals, drawings, diagrams, instruction manuals, and specifications. And for the standards, which are the rule for measure of quantity, the code will be standards. For example, industry regulations, ISO standards, and regulation manuals will be on the standards category. For references or the reading materials, for example, those from websites must be printed. Examples of these are laboratory methods, references, and references used for documentations. And also, training materials can also be registered in the external documents. These are the handouts and presentations from external trainings. Requesting additional copy of documents. So, if you need another copy of a document, for example, you should secure an RACD or a request for additional copy of document from DC. It looks like this. So the top part is for the requestor to fill out, and then he or she will have to have it approved by his or her department head, and then upon receipt of the document controller will also issue the control document or the additional control document, and then the document requestor will also receive and will also use this form as receiving copy. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you and good day.